随便也可以是像，可是像也是从那边来，如果在像是从那个 projector 来，所以我在实像，那就怎么样，就有点terms and signs up for okay. 好 yeah, sir, where's everyone? Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. Alien on live last time. Let me see the. I'm going up. 直接帮看看是所有人都能够 ready 考试。我不是星期五啊，啊对，星期五在看。What's the I think I need to get in the States. Wi-Fi? You should probably have the Wi-Fi, shouldn't you? Um. Yeah, send it. Connected? Yeah. Okay. I think. Gay. 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 Who's gay? Gay. There's two gay people. Everyone, possibly. Do you like Daniel's multi-boxing? He's on two gay accounts. Should I? Daniel's probably on two gay accounts. Yeah, it's HS and probably not. What are you doing? Yeah, I did nothing. You're not allowed to look at your notes this one. Yeah. But there's some very confusing answers in there. So make sure you know the exact wording of the topic as it appears on the textbook because they also expect the exact wording on the exam. Yeah. What? They expect the exact wording on the exam. That's why they give you very detailed wording in the for the people who are online, don't use a textbook for this. Yeah, work or group of works. It's comes from Italian and Latin as well. It means like work. Yeah, like a work or a result of works. I think I caught it wrong. The HVA is pronounced Otava. Yeah. Okay. Extremely fast. Yeah. How do you feel? Yeah, both work. Yeah, this is Mozart. There's a couple composers that use special kind of like catalog indications. Mozart, Bach, and K. You know K545, K334. Mozart always uses K for his works. K comes from the person's like organization that basically found his works after his death and cataloged them under the name of Ludwig von Kochel, hence the K. There's other ones. Also, Bach catalogs his works differently. Instead of using opus, he uses BMV, which is short for no BWV, which is short for Bachwerkverzeichnis, which in German means catalog of works of Bach, essentially. Yeah. So something interesting. Good job for people who got that. Left hand. Ooh. It literally means in Italian it translated literally it means one string. Like una means one, coda means string. Um, but its application in music is to, well, I mean, when you're playing on only one string, you play softer. So its application in music is with the soft pedal. Cool. Oh, yeah, no. Cool. Right. Am I sharing the screen? Yes, I am. Yeah, that's pretty easy. I'm suspecting that. Hmm, hmm. Are you first? Okay. Nice. It's usually abbreviated like MD in or this word is usually abbreviated to MD, and for the left hand it's abbreviated like MG. That's why you don't recognize the whole term because it's not used in its full that often. Um, nice. Yeah, let's get on. 30. And on the 21st. Nice. Ooh. Mad self-mention. He was um uh there's this person called Ludwig Metzel who basically invented the metronome marking as a standard of beats per minute. So if you have um if you have like MM 60 at the start of a piece, it means set like a metronome for 60 beats a minute. So it's based on a time frame. And the system was invented by Menzel. Okay, yeah. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Um, the forte piano used to be an instrument. It was basically like a piano in the early stage. It only had 64 keys instead of the 88 keys I have on the piano, so it was like an octave less both ways. So it's probably only about like this wide piano. The keys were smaller, and there were four pedals, and it was about 8 meters long. Yeah. So that was kind of like an old piano, and that's why you realize that like early composers, not Bach, because Bach composed on the organ, but like for example Mozart, early classical composers, their music never goes more than like one or two, because they really didn't have that much range to work with. If you only have like 60, 64, 66 keys, that's only like two octaves in each direction. So you don't have a lot of keys to work with, and that's why um yeah, that's why like some early piano music was very restricted in a sense. But then when they developed the pianoforte in during the Romantic period, romantic composers started getting like a lot more creative. Liszt has like giant runs up and down the piano. If you ever listen to any Liszt, Chopin gets really expressive because the pianoforte, which was invented in the Romantic period, is much more similar to like the piano of today. It's like a bit shorter. There's 88 keys. You can adjust the pitch instead of just doing normally. You can adjust the pitch when you had a forte piano, you had to adjust the pitch by pushing a lever on the side, which is really so you had to play like this, and then if you had to adjust the pitch, you had to like pull a lever to adjust the pitch. I have seen a forte piano. It's they have a forte piano at Melbourne Recital Centre. They have a forte piano at the Royal College Institute of Music. Yeah, so a bit of interesting general knowledge for you. Oh my God, I just told you. I just told you. BWV stands for Bach Work for Sickness, which is catalog of Bach's work. Thank you. Okay. Sus. Yesterday I told you I was gonna carry so today, you know what? Guess what? An egg on? A pocket knife? Punching. Oh my God. Another one? Oh. Let's see. Unless you got one people page. Wait, can we have like a fun like guess the things go look up like but like something? Maybe. It's like a revision. So. Yeah, I want to do things that actually like relate to what we're doing instead of random stuff. Well, random stuff is good. No, definitely. One plus one equals three. Yes. Oh. And why you don't want to go screen? Well, I'm doing nothing. It's so simple. I wrote it down wrong. Why is this in Spanish? Why is this in Spanish? Oh, there's rhythmic dictation. Yeah. What's good here? I hate it when they have like rhythmic dictation. It's really annoying and it doesn't really. Name the note. Name the note. That's a bit boring. Actually, no, this has some interesting stuff. Okay. Can we do that next time? You want to do it this time? Yeah. I don't know how the other modes work. Wait. How? So there's one that got the big one, like coin. I think I need like a premium account. For really? Okay. So how does like premium? There's like other ones. Like the beach one or these ones. I don't know. So which one? Tallest tower. I guess tallest tower. I don't know. Let's try in 5 minutes. But your teams, you guys don't want to play teams. No. Okay. This is teams. Okay. Let's do this one then. I have no idea how this works, so you can have to. Yeah.
Hopefully, either how this works. Competition.
Nice music. Oh, what? Is someone multibox? Yeah, someone's definitely multibox. Whatever. So someone's definitely just answer 3 questions correctly. Correct. Collect the treasure for your foe. Collectively tap the treasure as it flies by. Make sure to collect only the jewels. Okay. That's me. What? I don't understand this verse.
What the?
Do you like answer the question? Yeah, I think you have to ask like 3 questions in a row, and then you have to catch it. Catch like the what?
I don't get this.
Neither do I.
What? They're like, what is this? What is this? I don't get this. Sorry.
Show me what's the.
I get this. I get this. Like, because it's just I think this is
Yes.
okay, thanks.
That's not part of the music.
Thank you. Yes, get ready for the game. Which one?
I don't understand.
So I don't want to
I don't understand. So it's
What the hell?
they don't do this the right way.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, yes. I kind of regret doing this.
16 notes, 8 notes. Not 5.
No, I can't see it. That's why I'm so confused. I literally can't see it.
Getting ready for the game.
I'm sure what you guys need to do. You have like 2 minutes left, and I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm seeing. What am I seeing?
All of that. I don't know what this is.
I think this was a very confusing test.
Yes.
You want to do the 50 questions interval because
Yes.
yes, okay. Yeah, I can't want to do the 50 questions interval.
I do want to get home, but she's in this.
This one is not. No. Yeah, how did Jesse go so far down? Oh my god, Jesse's actually. In any case, this is not like a fair respect. So, 좋아? 한번看 Yeah, 좋아.
Because all those things are difficult.
Yeah, this was a word practiced. No.
It's like when you go in there, it's a very different. So you won't get one.
Sounds like a blood. This is not fair.
Oh, love that.
Oh, who is number one?
And Jesse takes it. Jesse takes it by like 10,000.
Get something bonus to be like collect the treasure. So, you know. Wait, let's do it. Let's do that first. Let's do that first.
Yeah, no, this one wasn't. I think the questions are really weird as well.
Yeah.
Understand it. Is there a cadence description? Name the oh, this is cadence dictation.
I think it's 150 questions one. Yeah, I still have the 50 questions one.
I don't know. I feel like there should be better ways.
Can we do 50 questions one?
Would you guys like cadence dictation?
No. I'm doing Google Doodle.
Or 5 or 6. I haven't done any of this yet. Yeah, let's do the interviews one again.
What was that? It was a Google Doodle.
Google Doodle. Google Doodle.
Yeah, it's a Google one. I took it.
What's this? Oh, yeah, I've done that yet. I wanted to like try something different since we've already done that one. But like,
But that one was really hard.
yeah, no, I think the questions didn't really make sense because we weren't doing, yeah, whatever. Can I do treasure? Do you want to do treasure trove with this one?
No. Like treasure also something.
Tallest tower.
Yeah, one.
How does this work? How does this work?
They randomize and check order. Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
You need to see what your team is doing.
I really don't know if this.
It's kind of unfair as well. So it might be the one.
No, I think we're doing normal. We're doing normal.
Right.
Everything else is confusing.
Yeah, some of those unfair. Cause like you get different things. Like some people get like doors that worth like 1,000. Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm still moved. They do. It's like that doesn't move.
If it goes over 8, then I know someone's definitely. Okay, there's someone, okay, someone's definitely what we thought. I really,
You were
someone's definitely, yes, some guys is probably more. I don't even care.
It's fucking weeds now. Oh, that's one.
Okay, perfect. Fifths are always perfect. Who the hell is like emojis? We've done this Kahoot before, so careful with like, oh, okay, at least people didn't pick mine. Yeah, it's major because it's going to be a tone anyway. Mhm. Perfect. They're always perfect.
Wait, 18.9.
It's like 9. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know why there's 9. There's supposed to be 7 weights. It's supposed to be 8. There's 9. Someone's yeah, minor. Soz. It says natural minor keys.
Oh.
It says natural minor. In a harmonic minor, it's still major because of the raised leading notes. Oh, easy.
That's awesome. Let's continue.
Come on, octaves are always octaves.
Oh, I like it.
Make a interval. It's a fifth. You know what it is. Fifths are always perfect. Good.
I'm getting on stupid too.
Probably not as concerned with intervals with scales. Intervals are only worth 8 marks. 8 or 9.
Scale like that. Because
I've done a lot of scale ones already. You know, yeah, maybe we should actually.
no. Oh no. That. Oh. Wait, what? I pressed the wrong one? Yes, we yes. No, no get at all.
Major keys. Second, third, sixth, and seventh. Major keys. seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths are major. In minor keys, seconds and sevenths are major. In a harmonic minor key, seconds and sevenths are major, thirds and sixths are minor. Because in major keys they're always built off the major scale and they're still used for intervals. What? Look at that carefully. That's a natural minor scale. Natural minor would be minor, but there's another way to think about it. Look at this. It's a tone away from an octave. Tone away from an octave is minor. A semitone away from an octave is major. Semitone away from an octave is major. Tone away from an octave is minor. Minor seven.
I'm ready.
Who is the most damaged?
It's hard. It's hard.
I mean, at least you got it.
Ready to fly. Ready to fly. Ready to teach.
Major scale. This is a troublesome interval.
Oh,
F to B flat is perfect. Oh, I mean, fourths are always perfect anyway. Fourths are always perfect.
Most of them manage.
The notes of minus six and sevens are okay. Think about what we said when we did interval translation. Or think about it in terms of tones and semitones. One semitone closer together. So major is one semitone larger than minor. It's also useful for exam because that's when you're doing interval translation. Then you can think in terms of major or minor intervals and just subtract one. Careful with the accidental. There's a key signature. There's a key signature. I think the ninth person left. So now we just have 8 people left. This I literally just said this. Yes.
Emotional energy. Yes, I mean, yeah.
This is a very long code.
要是那个只有一个人错了，把它抓过来，看谁错。
I have no idea. Oh, the ninth person joined back in.
Who's that second person?
所以你要做的笔记，经常错的那道题，你下节课的时候可能再做。
You know, I get reviews from this. Quantity.
这一个人谁错了？
I don't know.
Yes, sir.
You get it. Yeah.
Literally. I did it like we did it first. So.
Ooh.
Minor. Thirds and sixths are minor. We're in minor key. Thirds and sixths are minor, but seconds and sevenths are major. Minor second sevenths are one semitone. Minor sevenths are a tone from an octave. Thirds and sixths are always minor in minor keys. In minor keys, thirds and sixths are minor. That means using a minor key signature, mood and emotion. Ninth person log back out. It's the ninth person. Almost definitely done. We went through this definition in class. Think about what you're actually describing. You describe it. There's something interesting I want to show you after this. I want to rub that out. Minor second is the same distance as a semitone. Something interesting I want to show you guys. It has something to do with intervals. This. The unison. This I don't think this is right. But from last root, it and. Yeah. Um correct answer should be and. Yeah, that question is not correct. But moo is still in top followed by motion. Home. I don't think it's it.
Oh no, I'm just so like one.
Oh. Okay. No, it's 3 symptoms. I guess that would have been something you could have memorized. Simple. Nice. I have no idea. But it looks quite cool. Quality. Read the question properly. Why is red, orange, yellow, green? Come on, read the question properly. Quality is major amount, perfect major amount, augmented diminished. Quantity or number is unison, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So natural minor. Careful with the natural minor. By the way, the natural minor is just the relative major starting with the subdominant or submediant with no extremes.
天霸还说的是正大是这一颗以后，
Okay. That's a third. Thirds are minor in a minor scale. Emotional damage, and emotional damage takes a dub. What's the thirds are minor.
安那一种，
Okay, this is five questions. No peeking at the leaderboard for the last five questions. No peeking at the leaderboard for the last five questions. You want to keep the suspense. Suspense is good. Probably insane.
and for three times and then it's finally. I.
Okay.
No.
Other way.
I'm for.
So here.
I.
Yay.
That would be it's like giant. I'm ready to bring over.
I want to show you something. I want to show you something. So, this has something to do with intervals, but it has absolutely nothing to do with grade, but I'll tell you anyway. So have you ever been told that, for example, like an A4 is 440 hertz? Like if when you like, for example, set your tuner on at home, have you ever been told that like A is 440 hertz? So what does that mean? Are you aware that, for example, music moves in sine waves, right? Music moves in sine wave. So this is called the period. right? And when you have 440 hertz, hence hence an A4, which is the A that like violins play something. It means that there are 440 periods in a second. So in reality, it more so looks like this, right? You have 440 periods per second. That's what 440 hertz. So when you have a music wave that vibrates 440 times per second, that's how you get a perfectly in tune A4. Yeah. And also if you're interested, if the wave has more amplitude means that or that, like how far it's away from its midline, then the volume is louder. So for example, an A this is sounds softer than an A that is like this. Yeah. But what happens if you double? What happens if you double 440? You get 880, and when you have 880, it's equivalent to having like. So if you imagine that that line is like a string on any string, you have a string. For example, the A string is tuned so that when you play it, the string vibrates at exactly 440 hertz, hence A4. If you cut it in half, now the string is vibrating at 2 times 880 because originally it was this, right? 430. But now it's this. It only has half the length to make the same number of vibrations. But since the length is shorter, that means the frequency doubles. So when you halve the length of the string, you get a frequency that is exactly twice as high and a note that is an octave higher. So 440 hertz is an A4. For violins, if you play your A string, you get an A4. If you I don't know, is it like fifth, fourth? I don't know, I'm not a string player. But like if you halve the strings, you get an A5. One octave higher, and exactly double the frequency if you tune your string rate. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A string cut in half sounds exactly one octave higher. A string that is cut in thirds sounds exactly 1/5 higher. 3 times technically an octave and a fifth higher. Triple the frequency of 440 gives you 1320 hertz would be E5. An octave plus another perfect fifth higher. That's what happens when you like cut the string into thirds. If you just play on this section, you get E5. If you play on 2/3 of the string, if you play on 2/3 of the string, you get E4. The string is exactly the frequency is multiplied by 3 halves, 3/2, and the exact I need to calculate. But the exact frequency would be 6. Yeah. 60 hertz would be an E4. That's what happens if you play on 2/3 of the string. Hence, string plays. Where's the computer? what if we kept going, right? So we know that music behaves in the same like kind of wave behavior. If we kept cutting the string into even smaller fractions, what we get? Three. If we cut it into four, playing playing just this quarter of the string would make a sound exactly 2 octaves high. Because you halved it and then you halved it again 2 octaves high. If you play on half the string, well that's just what we had before, if you got the 1 octave higher. If you play on 3/4 of the string, the frequency is multiplied by okay, this is a bit mathematical. The frequency is multiplied by 4/3, which I can't be bothered to figure out what it is. It's like, let me calculate. About 586. If you play on 3/4 of the string, you get that, and the sound is exactly 1/4 higher. You get a sound that is exactly a perfect fourth higher than your eighth. That's what happens when you play on 3/4 of the string. And now, if we keep cutting the string, we're just cutting the A string at this point, okay? If you keep cutting the string into this, I'm not cutting this right. Into this, playing on 4/5 of the string would multiply the frequency by 5/4, and the sound is exactly 1 major third higher. So 550 hertz. So music is purely mathematical, right? Music is actually purely mathematical. You get a sound that's exactly 1 major third higher if you tune your string frequency. If we keep going, if you cut the string into 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, playing on 5/6 of the string would multiply the frequency by, oh wow, this is getting very mathematical. Are you following so far? Kind of. So we started from an A string, right? I'm trying to tell you how cutting the string can give a lot of different levels of kind of. Yeah. So, cutting the string in 6. So, what happens when you both of you play string instruments? So, for example, if you when you shift your fingers, it means you're halving the vibration, like quartering the vibration of the string. So that means the note plays higher. You can't play lower than, like, for example, C string, right? Because you can't play a frequency that's longer than the actual string. You have to play a frequency that's shorter than the string. And that's how you get higher sound. So from the perspective of an A string, which you might notice tuned at 440 hertz. So hertz means the wave goes 440 times per second, right? And here I'm trying to explain, if you keep cutting the string, for example, you keep cutting the string, you get all these different perfect intervals. You get like almost perfect intervals if your string is tuned correctly and you have position is exactly the right place. If you cut the string to 6, you get a sound that is exactly a minor third higher. 7th and 8th aren't really part of any frequency, but if you cut the string into 9ths, you get a tone. Cutting the string in 9th gives you a tone. Cutting the string in 12th 12 plus 16. Anyway, cutting a string like 12 plus 16 gets you a semitone. So this is why string plates have it really easy because your tuning systems are what we call harmonic tunings, which means that all of your frequencies are exactly like are exact fractions. 5 over 4, frequency by 5 over 4, frequency by 6 over 5, for example, gives you all of those different exact intervals based on the exact same A string. Alright? We call this harmonic tuning. It's also why these intervals, 35th, 34th, minus third, makes third, don't sound good. Because they have very simple harmonic tuning fractions. You know what doesn't sound good? No, it doesn't sound good. Why? Pull out the tripod, and it is a result of when you cut the string into 35ths and play on the 37th. No, when you cut the string into 35ths and play on the 27 into. Yeah, no, you can't contest that. But it's a very ugly fraction. We don't like that. A tritone is like multiplied by 35th over 7, like 27 or 17. I don't know. It's like 35 over 9. But a tritone, ugly fraction, ugly sound. Ugly fraction, ugly sound. Perfect fifth is multiplied by 3 over 2. Simple fraction, good sound. Music is purely mathematical. And now, let's look at this. You know what else doesn't sound good? A major seventh is 135 over 120. Ugly fraction. Ugly sound. Simple fraction. Simple sound. Ugly fraction. That's ugly fraction, that's sound. Right. This is how intervals work from a mathematical standpoint. But then string instruments have it easy, right? Wind instruments also, because wind instruments they have the same kind of sine wave, like music wave behavior. They cut it by pressing down buttons, which stops the air from flowing so quickly or so creating such a large frequency. I promise I'm getting something with this. You have a piano, which has too many strings. There's no way to like halve them, and there's no way to tune them properly, right? This is what the piano does. It cheats a little bit, but it cheats so that every single interval is slightly off. Here's why. Okay. Every single, so you know how I told you a semitone is roughly 16 over 15. I think that's 16 over 15. Yeah. That's a semitone using harmonic, aka string, right? The piano the piano has too many strings. You can't tune them each individually, and it's almost impossible to like tune it using harmonic tuning. So the piano cheats. Instead of tuning everything to the 16 over 15, which would result in an octave, which would result in an octave that is slightly sharp, more than 2. An octave is 2, right? It would result in an octave that's slightly sharp. So what does the piano do? It tunes its note to an irrational number, the 12th root of 2. So you guys have learned square roots in that? Yeah. The 12th root of 2. It's an ugly number. It comes up to that. That's why the piano always sounds slightly out of tune, right? The only benefit of this is that when you go up exactly 12 semitones, you get an octave, which is perfect. The downside of this is that this a sharp, fourths are like flat. Major thirds are sharp, minor thirds are sharp, major seconds are flat, tritones are sharp, major sevenths are flat, minor sevenths are sharp, major seconds are flat, and minor seconds are sharp. Because these frequencies don't add up, right? They don't give a nice round number like you would expect, like you would expect with harmonic tuning. That's why the piano sounds fundamentally different to every single other instrument in harmonic tuning that uses harmonic tuning. Because it's tuned out of tune in the first place. That's why a string sounds so pure, but when it's played piano, even electric piano, there's like a wah 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 wah. That's a result of what we call equal tempo tuning, where every single semitone is exactly 12 root of 2 apart. Yeah, too much general knowledge. But music is purely mathematical, hence proofs. Okay. That was too much.
Who did I compute about scales? No,
Did you listen to a word I just said?
yeah.
Did you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You know, I'm talking about how different instruments tune differently.
Oh.
Yeah, strings that are tuned using harmonic tuning, so you
Right.
just play half the strings, quarter strings, yeah?
Wait, so that means piano are not actually fully tuned.
Piano but not fully tuned.
So that means when you tune your violin with the piano, that means your violin's not fully tuned. Yeah.
Theoretically, but it has one saving trick. The saving trick is that A equals 440 is the universally accepted standard of frequency for Western music. In Chinese music, it's like 442, and in in Eastern music it's like 442. In Russian rag it's like 444, and in some African countries it's 436. But Western music they agree on A equals 40 as a universal standard, and if you tune with the piano, they'll usually play an A followed by a diminished or something. A will be in tune, but the diminished seventh won't be.
Okay.
So the A is the only reference that the piano uses, and then tunes every single other note according to the 12. So that means all octaves are perfectly in tune. All octaves are perfectly in tune, but every single other interval is either slightly sharp or slightly flat. I could show you another video explaining this. No, okay. Okay, for the math nerds out there, I hope you enjoyed that. Does anyone here like actually like math? Yeah. You seem like a person who doesn't like math. I probably should not. Okay. That was a very long explanation. That's okay. What should I do now?
Not fail. You can do a lot of that.
I'm actually not. Maybe we do like a small. There's like a mock test attached at the back of the textbook. That's fine.
So,
You can just look off mine.
you know, talk.
Not necessarily. Test paper sort. And you can receive. Oh wait, no, it's exactly. Okay.
That's really good that is. That's really yeah. Give up my table. Ready to stop leaning on my table. You started it. You started this.
Andrew, you should not hit girls.
Okay, get it from now on.
Unfortunately, Andrew, you cannot just assume their gender.
What about that? What about that?
I have the test paper for grade. Okay. Let's. I think we can do this. So I think we're going to
Probably it's hard.
Yeah.
And you paid that much? No.
No, it wasn't important. It's not theory stuff. It's random. It's math, but music. No, not really. No, it's not.
No.
There's one on Friday.
What is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 5 is 3. 100 is wrong. Yeah, that's 15. Okay, cool.
Okay, for this one. Seriously. We're gonna do this together. So, yeah, no, we have time to go through some important questions. I'm just gonna ignore the creative part and the transition part and maybe the other bits. Okay, here. Hidden scales, that is G harmonic minor, which has key signature. Key signature of G harmonic minor.
B flat, B flat.
Nice. B flat and E flat. So we've got the key signature, right, 2 octaves going up. And you have to assume that it tells you to use midterms because they start with names. I'm just gonna do one octave for the time being because I want to show you the tones with the slur, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone and a half, semitone. You can't mark the tone and a half semitone for this slur. I'm just doing one octave for now because I want to save some time. Flip the scale with the double bar line. Okay, done. E major. Each protest, right, 2 octaves going down.
Why do you always leave?
It sometimes says
So like in the practice, then they only do after them to so case.
really.
Like five.
No, they should sometimes get you to do accidentals. I mean, key signature.
Because like I did 3 and all of them. They all were used.
There should be a question where it's like write the minor scale, which has this key signature. And they give you the key signature, and they tell you to write the minor scale. That might happen. Wait, write 2 octaves going down. The E major has what sharps?
F sharp, C sharp, wait, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp.
Good. B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. I'm gonna do 1 octave for now because I need to show you accidentals done to okay. Mark the semitones, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. You need to memorize that. Let's scale the double bar. Done. Write these notes for key signatures. You're gonna need to do this one. C minor, key signature.
Flat, wait, B flat, E flat, A flat.
Good. And the leading note, since it's in a minor key, we need to natural because we need to raise the leading note again. Now, A major, what is the key signature?
Not C sharp, G sharp, D sharp. Wait, I'm G sharp.
Just G sharp? Good. Let's try tricky. Some median is F. E major, key signature.
Not C sharp, G sharp.
Good. G sharp, D sharp, E major. That would just be an F. Okay. Next page. Okay, next page. The interval section is worth 10 marks. The scales is worth 20. Right. Name the key of each of these melodies. How do you identify the key? Look at the key signature and the last note. The last note would tell you the key, and also look for any accidentals that might indicate harmonic minor. So what do you think is the key of the first one?
A flat, A flat.
Good. It's got 4 flats and it ends on A flat. What about the second one? Key signature and last note and accidentals. What does that tell you? Not quite. E minor. It ends on an E. F sharp belongs to G major and E minor. All right. And also it has C sharp and D sharp. So that's the raised leading note. Write intervals above these given tonic notes. You're going to do this for me. D or D flat? D flat. Because there's already an A flat down there, and a perfect fourth, we need a flat as well. What about this one? F sharp. That's quite troublesome. Yeah, this is probably a troublesome interval that I should have warned you about. B to F sharp is a perfect fit. Not B to F. B to F sharp is a perfect fit. Major 6. It's an A. Good. Major 3rd from E. I got the wrong answer. G sharp. What about this one? C. A major 7 is a semitone from an octave. That's a B. Okay. What are these intervals? It's a 7th, yeah. Is it a major or minor 7? How many? Is it a tone? Yeah, sorry. Is it a major or minor 7? This one.
It's a perfect. Yeah.
This one. The top note is a sharp. What did I tell you about that? This one. No, minor 3. This one. What? Oh,
Wow.
it's a tone, so major 2nd. Remember, A to C is a minor 3rd. A to C sharp is a major 3rd. Right, chords and cadences. All right. This should be fun.
Fun.
Yeah, fun.
Lots of fun.
I'm done with this. Um, so E flat major, this is the subdominant triad in 1st inversion. Agree? G minor dominant in 1st inversion. Agree? Yeah. Please don't forget. Oh yeah. I already got it. And D minor, B flat, and the tonic in root position. Okay. Next page.
Is it a mock test?
No.
I'm not coming
I'm
to
just-
Friday favors.
Wow, it's going to none that's free lesson.
This joke. I'm still coming. Well, I might come. Is it gonna be no.
Maybe.
No, what if it's in the that day just fine too.
E. Okay. Nice. Here, C minor, perfect cadence in full power. Oh yeah, piano star wasn't on any practice exams, was it? Was piano forte star on any of the practice exams? No, did you see anything written like this on the practice exam? Okay, that's good. I'm pretty sure they removed piano style out of the syllabus. I don't know, it wasn't necessary. C minor, chord 5 to chord 1 as part of the perfect cadence. C minor has B flat, E flat, and A flat. E flat, E flat, and A flat. What's chord 5? D and G. C, E flat, G, and C. Now, what are the steps? For a start, root goes in the bass. We've got that. We need the leading note of tonic. We need a note in common. Put that here. And then another voice that steps up. Are we happy? Now we're good. Please don't forget to raise the leading note when you're in a minor scale. Okay. A major plagal cadence is chord 4 to chord 1. A major, F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. D, F sharp, A, D, and A, C sharp, E, A. So we have, yeah.
What is past for the AMEB?
65 to pass,
What if just get? What if he gets 65?
you pass.
Oh,
I don't think your mom would be happy with a pass.
Huh?
I don't think your mom would be happy
My
with
mom
it.
just sent me to because she wants me to get like this.
Okay,
Do we have to send to you?
please do. So a pass is 65. Anything below that, you don't get anything
And then
for.
what's the bonus pass game?
So 75 are credit. 85 is an honors, which should just be a distinction, and 95 is a high distinction.
What's your full loss?
100.
Okay.
D, F sharp, A, and D. So we put the root in the bass as always. The note in common is A. Let's put that here. The other two voices need to step down. So F sharp to E. And then D to C sharp. How do you know which cadence this is? You look particularly at this note. Is that the dominant or the subdominant? If it's a subdominant, then it's chord 4, which means the plagal cadence equals plagal. If it's dominant, equals perfect. So this is E minor. And also, if there's a raised leading note in the first chord, then you know it's obviously going to be minor. So if there's an extra accidental, like a sharp or a natural, in here, in one of the voices, in the first chord, then you know it's also a dominant because it's also a perfect cadence because of raised leading note. But this is a minor scale. It's E minor with F sharp, and there's no raised leading notes. This is a plagal cadence in E minor. Follow? Time and rhythm. This is in 4/4 time. We need a semiquaver rest to complete semiquaver, and then a quaver rest to complete a crotchet beat. And then we have a crotchet beat, and then a minimum rest. So this is one beat, this is one beat, and this is one beat. Yeah?
If we did send our results to you, will you ask for it?
Yeah, I think I was. Here. quaver, crotchet. I would advise against using a semi-brief rest here. 2 minimum rests. 9/8. We need a quaver rest to complete the dotted crotchet beat, and then 2 dotted crotchet rests. Follow? Okay. We need a crotchet rest here and a minimum rest here. This is worth 2 beats, and this is worth another 2 beats. Brilliant.
I just tell everyone else.
No, I'm just keeping it private. I'll ignore the creative. And at times, I'm gonna change these rhythms. Oops. Okay, hints for figuring out time signature. First start, obviously count how many beats there are, but also look at how the notes are grouped. If they're grouped in 4, like 2 or something, probably like simple time. If they're grouped in 3, look for compound time. Might be compound time, might be like 6/8 or 9/8. Enlarge this. We're almost finished. The time signature to these rhythms. Let's look at this. That's worth 1 beat. That's worth 1 beat. That's worth 1 beat. And that's worth 1 beat. I would say it's possibly 2/2 because the quavers are grouped in 4 there. So it's probably not 4/4. It's probably 2/2, or you can write it as cut commentary. This we have quavers grouped in 3 here, and there's a dotted crotchet. That's probably that means it's compound time, and since there's 3 words dotted crotchet beats, it's probably 9/8. Here, triplet probably indicates simple time. Let's see, this is worth 1 beat, this is worth 1 beat, this is worth 2 beats, 1 beat, another 1 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only time signature that would be 3/2. And this one, we have 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat. I'm edging towards 4/4 because these semiquavers aren't being together with this. But that's kind of like a question mark. If I have to say, I would say 4/4. I know it's a question mark because that kind of indicates 2/2. But if it did, then that means these should be tied together. But since they're not, I would go for 4/4. And time signature and bar lines is for a melody. There are surefire signs to indicate why this might be either 6/8 or 9/8. Firstly, there's a duplet there. We know that duplets can only happen in compound time. There's triplet quavers everywhere. So how would this work out? I would say probably with an anacrusis. I would go with 6/8 anacrusis here, there, 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 and end. Do we have 4 bars? 1, 2, 3, 4 plus an anacrusis. Good. 4 bars. And well, we need to finish. Final thing. What's the range of the tenor voice?
I used to ask that.
How do you memorize this?
I couldn't find it. No, I wasn't funny.
C3 to G4. Please memorize that for the exam. English meaning. Morendo is dying away. MG is short for with the left hand. Attacker go on at once. Calando getting slower. So yeah. Study the melody below and answer these questions. What is the key It ends in E. It's got an F sharp. It's got D sharp. That's probably phrasing. No, this is in E minor. What is the form? How many bars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like ternary form to me because that bit is the same, is almost the same as this bit here. The endings look pretty much the same. They're all separated in 4 bars. It's 12 bars long. Most likely ternary form. Mark the main sections near A, B, A. They all have to be equal. So A, B here, and A here. Describe the time signature. It's 9/8. I think you could say compound triple. And then you say there's 3 dotted quadric beats per bar. I think they would accept that. Mark the 2-bar sequence with square brackets. Where is the sequence? Where's the sequence? Got the same melodic shape, just in a different pitch. Where is the sequence?
Is it the second row 2 bars?
Yes, sequence here and there. Explain the sign under the last 2 bars. That's ottava, means to play an octave higher than written, and that's no more. We're done. Thank you.
Bye.